So what I want to talk about today a little bit is some of the new Zoom restrictions that are being put in place. One of the big things Zoom is doing now is that any recorded video will only stay in the recorded portal for 30 days before it automatically deletes. So to combat that, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get those videos out of Zoom and into Google Drive, and then from there, how to actually get that repository of videos into your classroom. So first thing I'm going to do is in Google Drive, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm just going to call it, I'll call it video recording. I'm going to select create, and that's going to create that folder for me. From there, what I can do, and this all depends on how you want to organize things. I can create a separate folder for each period, or I can create this video recordings folder and build out each period. So if I said in this case, period 1, technology, or you could do it by cohort or whatever. So there is a little bit of setup on the front end, but once it's done, it's done. And I'll say like period 3, I'll call that technology 2. And I'll even call it cohort A on the end. At the end if I need that, and hit create. So now once I go through and I kind of create my folder structure, now what I can do is I can go into Zoom, and I'm just going to click on my tab over here, and I want to make sure I click on the recordings on the left-hand side here to pull up all my recordings. And now I want to figure out what videos that I want to add where. So in this case, for the Poland School Wires training that I have highlighted here, if I go ahead and click on that, you can see it gives me 5 different files that I can download. Now, depending on what you want to download and what you need accessible for your kids, you can download all 3 of these, all 5 of these, whatever you'd like. If you just want audio, the transcript, the chat file, I can hit download all 5 and upload all 5. But in this case, I'm just going to download the speaker view here, and I'm just going to click download, and you'll see it pop up here. So once that's finished downloading, what we will have the ability to do is I can click on any one of these folders here. So if I want to put it in period 1 technology, I'm going to say new file upload. And I said that's got about 2 seconds left on it, so I'm going to wait it out. There it is. So there's that file that I just downloaded. And I'm going to open it. So that's going to upload the video into the repository. So now what we have to do is make that connection while that's downloading in Google Classroom, so my students will have basically a one-click to get out to all the video recordings of their classrooms. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit my Google Classroom here, and I'm just going to go to the root of the classroom just so you can kind of see where I started. I'm going to click on the classwork tab here. I'm going to select create, and I always recommend creating a topic for this area. So I'm going to say create recordings. Or not create recordings, but class recordings. That's the term. I'm going to say class recordings. I'm going to go ahead and hit add. So we have our topic in place. The next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this period 1, and we want to go on the folder and not on the file itself. And I'm going to say share. And depending on how you want to set it up, I can set it up right now that anybody that's in my organization will have access to it. But if I want to change that and just make sure anybody that has the link can be able to view it. So if you need to send the coursework home to mom and dad for them to take a look at, I can hit the drop down here, say anyone with the link, copy my link, and hit done. Once that's all set, I can come into the classwork tab again, and now I'm going to create. And in this case, we're going to create material because we're not creating anything with a grade. We're just creating a resource. I'm going to call this class recordings folder. I'm going to select add, and in this case, I'm going to add a hyperlink. Paste that link in from Google. Select add link. So there's my hyperlink for my period 1 technology recording. I can add it to my class recordings topic. I select post. And now that work is done. So now anytime that I upload a video into this period 1 technology folder, it will be accessible to my students through this class recordings folder. So all they would have to do is open that up, click on that period 1 technology, and it would open the file right up. So the other thing that we can do is say I don't like these extensions, this GMT 2020, so on and so forth. If I just right click on it, I can rename it and I can call it September 24th, 2020 cohort A class. And I spelled September wrong, but you kind of get the idea. So now I can go through, I can have my repository there. I have my link out for my students, so I just have to make that initial connection once. And all I have to do now is download those files out of my recordings and upload them into Google. Once you've actually downloaded those files, we do suggest that you click on the video here and just hit delete selected and go ahead and confirm that. So it'll delete automatically, but then also we have a trash area over here. So the same way that kind of Windows works, you put it in the trash and you have to empty your trash. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on all of these and I'm gonna delete all of these files as well. So now all of those files have now been deleted. They're removed from my Zoom system, and therefore I don't have to worry about the files being saved for 30 days before they are deleted. So that's kind of the quick overview of how to get those resources out of Google, or I'm sorry, out of Zoom and into Google, and then be able to share it with your students in the most seamless way possible.